drive continues on this glorious Mother's Day here on the western shore of Biscayne Bay as your Miami Heat take the 1-0 lead in this Eastern Conference semifinals between the Indiana Pacers and the Heat. Victory on the side of Miami, 95-86. LeBron, let's go right to the third quarter. Chris is down. We understand that he was going to be out with that ab strain. You guys come in and the spark lights. What was the key?
Defense. And we knew everyone had to step up with Chris' absence. And that's what it's all about. Defense, we picked up our aggression. We started to get a little bit more flow offensively, and we was able to take the lead.
When you guys were having some offensive flow struggle with Indiana, what were they being most successful at, and then how did you trigger it offensively?
So it's a really good coach team. We know that. They do a lot of good things in the paint and in the interior, and also on the perimeter. They got some really good players. So we just had to be a little bit more high motor. We felt our way through the first 24 minutes of the game, and then we started to get the Miami Heat basketball in the last 24 minutes, and that's what helped us win.
So on your list of life milestones, May 13th, 2012 might be something else for you. Obviously, you have two mothers in your life that you take care of. You bring the organization the very first MVP award, your third, and a win. Does it get much better than that?
Well, first of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the women in the world. It's an unbelievable day, for all mothers. Secondly, I'm happy to be a part of the MVP to this team. Like I told the fans before the game, they had just as much to do with that than the teammates and the coaches and myself. So I'm happy to be a part of Heat Nation.
LeBron, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jackson.
All right. LeBron James getting it done as he bulges a box score yet again. 32 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a blocked shot.
You need to go there because we're trying to get Anthony quick to you and then bring him
from the foul line, and he had 9 rebounds. He played like the MVP that he is. The Heat needed every bit of that. You can see the connection between the two superstars right there. Wade to LeBron. That time, Hibbert picked him up. He went around him for the reverse layup. LeBron just played an outstanding game all around. He had a couple of steals. He had a blocked shot, followed up teammates' misses. He was going to the rim all night, not settling for the jump shot. In fact, and you see that great pass there, Eric, this is the first time in the history of Miami Heat playoffs that the Heat did not have a three-point basket. And that's a good sign, not taking threes, going to the rim, and getting to the basket, to the foul line 38 times. D. Wade was responsible for 14 of those free throw attempts, 13 of 14 from the line. D. Wade struggled a little bit, field goal-wise, 8 for 23, but he was there when the Heat needed him most. He had 4 assists, 29 points, and it was a great block with the Heat up 2 or 3, I believe it was, and then it was a dunk at the other end for LeBron to put some space between themselves and Indiana.
Best scoring game of the playoffs so far for the Heat duo of LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. They get 61 of Miami's 95 points here in Game 1 of Round 2. Not play the rest of this game. Tony, when he did play, he played well at 13 points, 5 rebounds in 16 minutes. And then when he went in for a slam dunk, reaching way back, you'll get a replay of it in a moment. He strained the lower ab muscle. Here's the play. Watch the reach back. And as soon as he lands, there is great discomfort. He did go to the line, make his free throws, but when he went back down to the defensive end, he could not do it, and he came out of the game. Now, Tony, we don't know the severity of that lower ab injury. Eric Spoelstra said in his post-game interview, an MRI will be done. We don't know if this is a series-ending injury or how long the Heat will have to play without Bosh, but at least for this day, Ronny Turiaf and Joel Anthony enable the Heat to win without Chris Bosh.
And he stays ready, doesn't play much, but when the coach calls on him, he's got a great attitude. He helps the team win. That's what the Heat culture is all about. He scored the 4 points, and Joel had the 9, so that's 13, and Chris Bosh had 13. So the Heat got 26 points from the center position tonight, and there's Joel drawing that charge. What a great job that he did. Great floor game, and it's not even, he had great stats in that second half, but what he did is not even reflective in those stats, Eric, because he drew the charge, he was setting screens, he was active on the boards, helping the Heat keep balls alive. and even had an unbelievable reverse layup in that first half with the shot clock winding down. We've seen this guy grow in 4 years to become a vital, important factor in the Heat's quest for a championship.
So Joel and Turiaf, they combined for 13 points and 10 rebounds. Collectively, that duo goes 6 of 10 from the field. Joel Anthony, one of the unsung heroes off the Heat bench.
As the commissioner was there to hand him that trophy for the 3rd time in his career. And after that, wonderful message from him. And then it was time to ball, y'all. Let's go. First quarter after Dwayne gets everybody hyped first. Get into the air. There we go. Hibbert's going to get inside. Little action from Mr. George. And then Bosch, when he was in early, he was good. Put it enough to getting it done. And then, I'll tell you something. Dwayne Wade can throw an alley-oop. Goodness gracious. That was one step over the timeline, party people. And then look at the run. Love the communication.
I do too. Just point up, big fella.
Hibbert, speaking of big fellas, tip in off the Barbosa miss, and then my man, Psycho T. Didn't know he had that. Didn't realize he was working on his game. Here it comes again.
He's got that mid-range jumper. He did that throughout his college career there. Looked very confident, knocked his first 3 down from outside.
23-20, Indiana the lead at the end of the first, and then Barbosa. Barbosa. Yeah. Psycho T back on my TV with 2 hands. Look at that. That game is coming together, and then there was some struggling of the offense for the Heat early.
Yeah, the bigs were a factor for Indiana inside, their physicality, blocking shots, defending the paint, but a good mix-up on his offense here was Chris Bosch. He used his speed against Hibbert, was able to beat him, and that's going to be somebody they sorely miss because of his ability to, beat him off the dribble, step outside, and that injury right there really is going to hurt Miami. Right here, you can just see him going right down, and that abdomen injury really affects your core, your balance, everything.
And he was done for the game. 48-42 at the half. Indiana, 3rd quarter, down a man. Here come the Miami Heat in the lineup for Turiaf in the lineup for Bosch, and then right to it with energy and effort, and then Wade. Oh, Dwayne Wade, you're next. How about the rip and run? Here we go. Get up. Sploosh, sploosh. LeBron baseline. There's something about that second half, John. He just went to it.
Well, I thought the first half, he let it come to him a little bit too much, and he knew he has that ability to read the game when he needs to pick it up, and sensed with Bosch out that he was going to have to shoulder some of that scoring load with Wade.
Wade right there with the jumper, and then Turiaf's going to be back on your screen. Nice look from LeBron. And then pull up right there. Who starts the dance party on the sideline when he's actually on the floor? We got to figure out who's in charge of that. Collison right there. Little action, some reacts. Goodness gracious. And then Wade putting back his own miss. LeBron, the runner. This is all 4th quarter action. Then Wade, a little spin to win. And both sides of the floor again for Dwayne. Offense and then defense as the best shot blocking guard in the business.
Hustling all the way back. George thought he had an easy one, and that helps lead the Heat's fast break and the hammer finish.
Do you feel this in your chest? Cram it in the boot, LeBron James. 2 of his 32 looking awesome right there as the Miami Heat did some damage. Held the Pacers to 16 4th quarter points to their 25. The defense rammed up. Our final score, 95-86. Make sure you're back with us on Tuesday. It's Heat TV on Heat.com at 6 p.m. pregame. And then as soon as they're done on Turner Network Television, we'll be right here for an extended edition of Heat Live on Sunsports. This has been a presentation of Sunsports, your exclusive home for Miami Heat basketball. For Eric Reed, Tony Fiorentino, John Crotty, and our entire Sunsports team, I am Jason Jackson. Thanks so much for being with us on this MVP Mother's Day Heat Victory Sunday. Could you get any more? Hey, go Marlins, Stanton with the walk-off. Love it. A good day in downtown Miami. Once again, your Heat win. They're victorious, up 1-0 in this series. We'll see you once again on Tuesday night.